His band, the Crickets, created a sound that was both raw and sophisticated, influencing everyone from the Beatles to the Rolling Stones. Then there was Ritchie Valens, a 17-year-old prodigy from California, whose blistering guitar on La Bamba fused rock and roll with his Mexican heritage, creating a sound that was entirely new and electrifying. And finally, JP the Big Bopper Richardson, the charismatic DJ from Texas, whose larger-than-life personality and catchy tunes like Chantilly Lace made him an instant star. These three weren't just musicians. They were the future, the very pulse of rock and roll. In the winter of 1959, they embarked on the Winter Dance Party Tour, a grueling 24-day trek across the frozen American Midwest. Imagine being on that tour, the excitement of playing to screaming crowds every night, the adrenaline, the pure joy of the music. But then reality would hit. The glamour of the stage would fade as they boarded a bus that was anything but luxurious. This wasn't a modern tour bus with comfortable bunks and amenities. It was a repurposed school bus, poorly equipped for the brutal Midwestern winter. The heating system was notoriously unreliable, often breaking down completely. The musicians, including future country legend Waylon Jennings, who was playing bass for Holly, would huddle together, wrapped in blankets, trying to fend off the bone-chilling cold as the bus rumbled through snow-covered landscapes. Frost would creep up the inside of the windows, and the miles between gigs stretched into an eternity of shivering discomfort. They were exhausted, they were sick, but a powerful camaraderie formed in those harsh conditions, a bond forged in shared hardship, and a common love for the music they were creating. They'd play cards, tell jokes, and share stories to pass the time, a band of brothers against the elements. After their performance on February 2nd at the Surf Ballroom in Clear Lake, Iowa, Buddy Holly had finally had enough. They ascended into the night, a tiny beacon of light against the vast, cold darkness. But just minutes after takeoff, something went terribly wrong. The plane, flying into light snow and gusty winds, disappeared from view. All radio contact was lost. Back at the airport, they waited for news, but none came. The plane never arrived in Fargo, North Dakota, the airport nearest to their Moorhead destination. The crash was a devastating blow, a moment that ripped the heart out of rock and roll. But their legacy was too powerful to be silenced. Don McLean would later immortalize the tragedy in his iconic 1971 song American Pie, Forever Branding. February 3rd, 1959, as the day the music died. But did the music truly die? No. In fact, in their absence, their influence only grew stronger. Buddy Holly's innovative songwriting and use of studio techniques became a blueprint for countless artists. The Beatles famously named their band partly in homage to the Crickets. Ritchie Valens' fusion of rock with Latin music paved the way for future generations of Hispanic artists and proved that rock and roll was a language everyone could speak. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, look back at a pivotal moment in music history. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more stories like this.